First of all, let's talk about
What's up, y'all? We back again. Come on in. Let's get into this Heart and Hustle Houston. We are on episode 4. Chuck said, got me hooked on another show, and I'm sick of all of them. Let's get into it. So we are back, ladies. Listen, ladies are still in their therapy session, and I'm gonna just go ahead and be honest with y'all. I watched this therapy session twice, and the only thing I can do is blame it on the editing, because I'm confusion. But I'm gonna be honest and tell you, I don't even care about being in confusion. I'm just glad we over it. I'm just glad we're on the other side. I'm just glad we have gotten to the other side of this rainbow. Cue Stephanie Mills, cue Patti LaBelle. I'm just glad that we are on the other side of this rainbow, because I don't understand how we got from the Precious comment, which nobody ever brought up again. Nobody said shit about Precious. Not one time. Okay? Not one time after last week's episode. So I don't even know how we cleared up the whole Precious situation. Who said it, who didn't say it. And then Manera went from, Latoya, you a liar, you a cheat, a deceiver, to, I deal with anxiety, right? And then it went from, I'm going to give you grace because I understand. I was confusion. But I'm just glad we're on the other end. Right. Somewhere over the rainbow. I'm just glad we're on the other side of the rainbow. I'm glad that we got a hug and an apology. That's it. That's all. Now, I will say this, and I'll get to that when we get to that conversation between Ro and Labrina towards the end of this episode. Ro gave Labrina some good advice. We'll get there when we get there. Y'all don't let me forget to say it. Don't let me forget to say it. But we're on the other side, so we're going to move forward because, my goodness. We're going to get to that too, Chuck. We're going to get to that too. Okay. So, and I guess that's the only people that had an issue, because we didn't see nobody else talk about nothing. So I guess it was just Latoya and Labrina. I guess. I guess. So we good. Then we have a scene with Elena. And I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason why I'm even going to speak on this scene is because I feel like I caught Elena in a lie. And y'all let me know. She cooking, her mama coming there. The only reason why I'm even talking about this, because I feel like at this point, girl, just leave the show. You clearly don't want to film with these ladies. You have only filmed one scene. We are on episode 4. We have only seen you film with these ladies one time. Every other scene we have seen you in has been a solo scene, either a work scene or you with your kids. I think maybe production was trying to hang in there with her because she is going through a divorce, and that is a lot, and that's real life shit. I get it. Respect. However, on the other side of that conversation, if you're not going to be part of the group, then I don't really need to see you as that's not what I'm here for. This is not a single ensemble. You can't be an ensemble and be single. Right, Raven. I said Raven, Lord. It's funny, Raven. I have a student named Raven, and last week I kept calling her Raven. I said, oh my gosh. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I know your name is Raven. It's the end of the school year. I know your name is Raven. But for some reason, I kept calling her Raven. You must have been talking about me, girl. You must have been somewhere talking about me, because I kept saying Raven instead of Raven. And then I just called you Raven instead of Raven. Child, y'all know I know your name. Yes, Chrissy, that was the lie. So here was the lie. The lie was, last week you told us that man was ignoring your phone calls, and that you never thought that y'all would be at this point where y'all weren't able to co-parent together, and that the man won't even answer the phone for you. But then this week you said, well, co-parenting isn't going great. We don't even speak at this point. But even if he wants to speak to me, he has to go through my attorneys, even if it is about the kids. Now, again, I understand that. Thank you. I never doubted that, Raven. I never doubted that, Now, what I'm going to say about that is this. I understand that things change. So maybe her confessional from the first conversation to this conversation, maybe things had changed. Maybe the first time they asked you about it, you were trying to co-parent and it wasn't working out. And then fast forward to this time, y'all are on the other side of it and he ain't doing a good job with the co-parenting. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, excuse me, and now you've gotten your attorney involved. Maybe that's what it is. But again, I don't know whether to put that on a lie that you told or bad editing on production, because I feel like production should have caught, wait a minute, that's an inconsistent statement. One minute you say the man is ignoring your phone calls and you're not able to co-parent with him. In the very next episode, she says something totally different. I feel like, again, either somewhere you're not being honest or things changed in the process of y'all filming, but production should have caught it and said, wait a minute, well, you said, you told us prior that he wouldn't pick up the phone for you. Now you're saying he has to go through your attorneys. What's changed? And they would have cleared it all right up. But I'm speaking from a viewer's perspective. As a viewer, I'm sitting here going, that don't add up. 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2 right now. Because that's not what you said. You said boom, boom, bam. You didn't say bam, bam, boom. I understand, Susie. That's my point. My point is that's on production. Susie said we have to remember this is editing. We don't know when that scene was filmed and things change when people are right. But that's what I'm saying. That's on production. That's part of production's job is to keep this shit congruent. And again, all they had to do was ask a simple question and say, well, what's changed? That's it. That's all they had to do. And again, I'm not even blaming Elena. I'm not even saying Elena lied. I'm saying it could be the way production edited. It could be production. But as a viewer, I'm looking at it through my lens as somebody watching the show. Now I'm like, well, what changed? You know what I'm saying? And I understand when you're going through a divorce and separation and stuff. I get it. Things switch up. Things switch up and things switch up quick. I got that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving right along. Because honestly, other than that, I really didn't care nothing about this scene. Because I just feel like Elena, are you friends with production? Because I don't understand how we're getting this. I don't understand how we're getting this separate. I don't know. I don't know why you've been allowed to do this for so long, but moving right along. Labrina with her family. This is cute. We got to see Labrina talking to her mom and talking about what was happening with the ladies and how that whole situation went down. And she said, I heard my grandmother talking to me and that's what helped me kind of get past it. And, I was giving her grace. And again, we saw where they're putting an addition onto their home or something like that, I guess. And it looked nice. Again, I'm just going to be honest and say, because I really don't understand the switch up and how we got to the end of that rainbow, I didn't really have a lot for this scene. It was nice to see Labrina's mama. Labrina mama had me cracking up at the end of this episode when Labrina said something about being dried up or something. Her mama was like, well, I got things for that. Baby, Labrina didn't know what to say. Labrina was speechless. She was like, okay, I'm good. I'm done. I'm done. Right. It's like she's got her own separate show, and I don't understand how production is allowing her to do that. Like, I can understand for maybe one episode, hell, maybe even 2, but we're on episode 4. And Elena has not been at nothing. She ain't had lunch with nobody. I mean, other than that one scene, she ain't had lunch with nobody. She didn't come to the therapy session. She ain't been at the group. She wasn't even at the mentoring thing where all the ladies agreed to do the mentoring. She wasn't even at that. So I'm like, I don't know. It's probably so toxic. She said, talk to my attorney, and he went and told Labrina and her husband it wasn't her fault. Hey, Miss Mona Lisa. If Elena left the show, I wouldn't miss her. Wouldn't. and wouldn't. And let's be clear, I think that Elena is a boss. We know that she has celebrity clients and she's good at what she does. Like, I'm not taking anything away from her from that perspective. But as far as this show, if this is an ensemble, you're not ensembling. I mean, you're not ensembling. But anyway, so that was a cute scene with Labrina and her mom and all those great things. Now, this next scene. Can I say something? And I know Chloe gave us this long, press release last week about how she don't care about the show. When she film it, that's it. She got a real life and she don't want nobody coming to her with stuff about the show. And she don't think about it after she filmed her scene. She's done with it, whatever. That's great. So I know she'll never see this, and that's fine too. But I feel like she needs to understand something. But no, she don't. She don't need to understand shit. No, she don't. She don't need. Need is a strong word. She don't need to understand nothing. But let me say this. You know how you meet somebody and you have so much respect for them and you like, yes. And the more you get to know about them, the less respect you have for them until you realize, damn. Y'all ever been through that, felt like that, went through that? That's how I feel about Chloe. I have lost so much respect for Chloe as it relates to this Jordan situation. Chloe. And again, I'm not giving this man no passes for cheating on you. None. This man has told you. And let's be clear, I don't even think the man has a problem with you being friends with his mom. I think he has a problem with you telling his mom all of y'all's relationship business. I don't think that man has a problem with you calling his mom and talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, or, it's a sale, let's go shopping, but I don't think that's his issue. I think his issue is the fact that when he cheated on you, you put it in the family group chat. I think it's stuff like that. So, Chloe, it wasn't enough that Jordan told you that he had a problem with you talking to his mama all the time and telling his mama all y'all business. You had to call his mama immediately after he told you that you tell my mama all of our business and tell his mama all of y'all's business. And then you done filmed a whole scene with his mama talking about y'all's business. You go over to his mama's house and proceed to tell his mama everything that man told you. And then the mama gonna say, well, I want y'all to get married. Like I see that I want you've been good for my son, and I think y'all need to get married. I don't know Jordan's mama, and so I really don't want to say anything negative about Jordan's mama, but let me say this, and I'm going to say this as politely as I can, because again, I don't know that man's mama. I think how am I going to say this nicely? How am I going to say this nicely? I think mama, I'm going to just have to say it, y'all. I don't know how to say it nicely. I'm going to just have to say it. I think mama is more connected to the perceived lifestyle that she sees connected to Chloe than Chloe. I don't know how else to say that. I think if Chloe was a 45-year-old, no disrespect to a blue collar worker, no disrespect to a blue collar worker, but I think if Chloe were a 45-year-old, 9 to 5 worker, just making ends meet with 3 kids and a son who's already in his 20s, that's only 7 years younger than my child, I wonder if the mama will have a different perspective on, I want y'all to get married, especially knowing that your son just cheated. And let me be clear about something. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if we found out later on that mama knew about the other girl. I'm not saying she helped him. I'm not even saying she lied for him, but I'm just going back to a couple of things. I'm going back to number one, Chloe and Jordan have only been dating it hasn't even been a full year. Two, whoever this other person was that Jordan was cheating with was comfortable enough that she could come and go in his apartment as she wanted to. I'm wondering if this woman was around before Chloe was around. I'm just wondering if this woman was around before Chloe. Because, again, real comfortable. I watched this scene and I was just like, Chloe, are you really interested in work and getting this and making this relationship work? And I saw what y'all said the mama needs to stop too. Yes, the mama needs to stop too, but guess what? Chloe keeps allowing the mom. Like if Chloe stopped calling, she don't even have to make an announcement about it. She doesn't have to make it a thing. She doesn't have to stop being cool with his mother. But what I think she needs to do is put parameters there and limits there. Yes, we can talk, but no, we don't need to talk about my relationship. We don't need to talk about my relationship with your child. Nope, we don't. If y'all truly do talk about stuff other than him, then y'all can still talk, but y'all don't have to talk every day. Y'all don't have to talk all the time. You can still have a good relationship with him. I mean, with her, excuse me, I really wasn't trying to be funny, y'all. You can have a good relationship with her. But you don't need to talk to that woman every day, all day like that. And I really, really, really need Chloe to get some therapy. Because she talked about how she lost her mom a few years before she lost her husband. So I really feel like she is still very much grieving. And there's still a lot there that she's got to process. And I really think that's what she needs. That's what I think. And that's just my opinion. I think she really, truly needs to go sit down and really do some work on herself. And if Jordan is there on the other side of that work, that's fine. But I think if Chloe were to really sit down and do the work and really process through her grief, because the fact that you are transposing your maternal needs into this man's mother, that's a problem for me. Now, if y'all were married, but that's your boyfriend, and it's your boyfriend of a year, and you are already putting this much to the point where the way Chloe broke down in tears when that man said you talk to my mama too much and you need to stop talking to her and telling her all our business, baby. The way Chloe broke down in tears at the thought of not talking to this woman regularly, baby, that's not healthy, Chloe. I'm sorry, that's not healthy. The fact that you still ain't stopped. El Teddy, you called me one time. Don't drop down in my chat and make it seem like I'm just ignoring you. You called me one time. Ravine said, look, I don't get attached to my son's girlfriends for this very... I didn't get 3 calls from you. I got 1 call from you. Let me look at my call log. And don't come down here interrupting my live with this bullshit. Hold on. Let me look at my call log. I'm scrolling. I see a phone call from you Friday. I'm scrolling. I see a phone call from you Thursday, but I talked to you on Thursday. I'm scrolling. I talked to you on Tuesday. I'm scrolling. I'm still scrolling. The next time I see you on my call log and I talked to you was on June the 12th. Moving right along. We have a work scene from Latoya, which was cool. It was great to see Latoya working. I appreciated that. We need more work scenes with Ro, Latoya, all of the people. We done got 2 work scenes from Alana, and Alana ain't even on the damn show. It seemed like she ain't even on the damn show at this point. And we got 2 work scenes from her, and we have 0 work scenes from everybody else. So it was great to see Latoya working with a what would she say? It was wood something Rec Shop Records, I think. She said if you know anything about Houston music and you don't know nothing about them, then you don't know what you're talking about. That's what she said. That's what Latoya said. I don't claim to know nothing about Houston music, so I don't know nothing about them. But it was nice to see her see this, and they had a good conversation. And you know, she has brought up several times about things with her dad's estate, and I have questions, but not. I guess I have questions because I'm like, I just automatically assumed, and excuse my ignorance, I just automatically assumed that. I do need to talk to you though, El Teddy. I gotta talk to you anyway. But I just automatically assumed, especially in a situation like Latoya, where she was the only child, that when her father died, everything just automatically, like, she would be able to do what she needed to do. But it sounds like she's been spending a lot of money and having some issues as it relates to things with her dad's estate. And I hate that because I think having to deal with the business of death, I feel like prolongs the grieving process. I just think it prolongs the grieving process when you have to deal with, like, she was even talking about her dad's the car payments. You know, like, when you have to deal with the minutia of that kind of stuff and constantly make phone calls or constantly have to give information about the death and the death certificates and talking to this person and talking to that person, I can't only imagine that prolongs everything else that you have to do. On top of dealing with your own day to day, on top of her being an entrepreneur and running her own business, like, you can't take a leave of absence. Because if you take a leave of absence, what happens? If you're a 1-woman, 2-woman, 3-woman show and you take a leave of absence, what you gonna do? Who's gonna run the business? How are you gonna be generating income? You know what I'm saying? If he has died interstate, it can be hard. I'm still wrapping things up from September. It's a lot. Yeah, it's just, and so it sounds like, because this is the 2nd or 3rd time we've heard her bring that up. So it sounds like this has been a hard process with dealing with her dad and his estate. And so again, this looked like somebody that she does business with, but also is a good friend. And so, you know, it's worse than a loss, and you have uncooperative relatives. And let me tell y'all something. When I see these relatives out here fighting over shit, I just be like, I'll be like, you still have to go through probate and things like that. Yeah. It's still, I mean, it's just a lot. It's just a lot to have to process through. It's just a lot. But that was great to see her working on the rollout of this album that he's putting out, and the work that goes into that. The next scene we see Chloe talking to Jordan. Why are we being nice about talking about his infidelity? Well, relatives change after death, the grieving changes them. Yeah, it does. It definitely does, LTD. It definitely does. And I think that no matter how much you think you plan and you put things in place, if you have the wrong relatives with the wrong mindset, it just makes things. It's just a lot. It's a lot. I don't understand. Thank you, lovely life of sin. Lord, I said lovely life of sin. Live your life of sin. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, boo. Let me say something. Why are we being nice about the fact that this man cheated? Why are we talking about something? Well, when you betrayed my trust, he didn't betray your trust. He cheated on you. He betrayed. I mean, betraying your trust is a part of him cheating on you. But can we call a thing a thing? I feel like that's a problem when we don't put the right words on things. Put a name on it. He cheated. Because even when you were talking to his mom, when he betrayed me, we got a lot of work to do. When he betrayed me. No, ma'am. If you was bold enough to put it in the family group chat. Okay. Oh, I want to watch The Polygamist. I heard it's really good. But if you have enough time to put it in the family group chat, then you have enough time to put the names on it when you talking to her. You was putting the name on it when you was putting your business all in the family damn group chat. You had time. I think so. For The Polygamist, y'all, I really think I want to listen to the book and then do it as like we did with Black Cake. So, because it's a book, I might have to go listen to. I think I might read. Well, I'm gonna listen to it on tape first, and then talk about it. Do The Polygamist, because I like when movies are based on books. I really like to read the book first. I really like reading the book first. It's on Netflix, Chuck. Isn't it on Netflix, y'all? The Polygamist is on Netflix, right? So anyway, Chloe, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Her sitting there talking to this man about their relationship and trying to work out their relationship, and oh, I think you're so much better. You're better than we were, and yeah, we've come a long way. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was sort of tuned out of it because I'm just kind of tuned out of Chloe and Jordan at this point, because I just didn't get nothing new out of that other than the fact that I act like why are we tap dancing around. You cheated on me, and that's what we need to work on. You need to gain my trust back. You need to get it's a book. You need to get my trust back. You need to get, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like we need to be working on. Hello? Anyway. Next, Labrina and Ro link up. I thought this was a good conversation between Labrina and Labrina and Ro. Two things that came out of this conversation that I really appreciated was Labrina was saying how she felt like Ro had chosen a side after they had the argument, after the therapy session, when she was like, everybody go to hell. And she walked out of there and she said, well, I feel like you chose a side because nobody reached out to me. The only person that reached out to me was Manira. And so that's why I felt like you chose their side over mine. And that's why I was kind of hurt by that. Ro was like, at the end of the day, I never really gave a damn about the on my level comment. Like that didn't bother me like it bothered other people. She said, but the problem was when you got up and you walked about that therapy session, you told all of us to go to hell. So in my mind, you told me to go to hell. So I was like, all right, then I'm going to hell. So no, I didn't reach out to you. No, I didn't try to call you. No, I didn't, because I felt like you had an issue with me. I didn't have an issue with you. And I'm just going to be honest. I see that from both sides of the coin, because I'm a lot better than I used to be. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. But I've been known to be one of those, well, all y'all can kiss my ass and go about my business. But in the back of my mind, I'm not going to say I want somebody to chase me, like literally chase me. But yes, I do want you to reach out to me. I do want you to be like, girl, what are you good? What's happening? Because I'm mad and I'm angry and I lashed out. However, as I have grown and as I have evolved, I understand that I can't make blanket statements like that and not expect people to respond. Like I can't tell a whole group chat of people to kiss my ass and leave the group chat and then be sitting there trying to figure out why ain't nobody calling me. Because you told them to kiss your ass and you left the group chat. So I could see what Ro was coming from, but from Labrina's point of view of, girl, I didn't mean you. How was Ro supposed to know you didn't mean her? Because you told everybody to kiss your ass. What the hell with all of y'all or whatever she said. You said it to everybody. So how was she supposed to be able to make that difference? And Ro seemed like the kind of person that's like, all right. You know what I mean? Because Ro was like, how I get in it? Like, I didn't have no beef. I'm not even one of the people that's mad. How I get in it? But I think that Ro gave Labrina the best advice. And Labrina, I hope you heard it. I hope you received it. And I hope you apply it. Because what Ro said to Labrina was, listen, when people tell you that you offended them, you have to acknowledge whether it was your intent or not. You have to acknowledge their feelings. You have to acknowledge how they received your words and just apologize for how you received your words, how they received your words. Your intent doesn't matter if I received it that way. And if we are friends and I'm telling you, you hurt my feelings when you said ... You sitting there trying to keep explaining away what you did is diminishing my feelings. And I said that 2 episodes ago with Labrina. I said, if Labrina would have just said, it was not my intent to offend anyone, and I apologize that my words offended you. Once we get the apology out, now we can move past and say, but girl, y'all know, like, this is what was going on. Boom, 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 bam. Like, because like Labrina said, well, they don't know me and they don't understand. Right, they don't know you. So once you apologize for the way your words were received, now you can talk to people about, listen, I've done a lot of work. I used to be this person right here. Like I tell y'all all the time, the person I used to be versus the person I am now. I've done a lot of work on myself, and I used to be the kind of person that would do boom, 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 bam. And I'm not her anymore. And I'm proud of the fact that I'm not her anymore. So what I meant when I was saying, I hope these people are on my level, I know those words can make people feel like I was talking about materialism or accomplishments, but I honestly was talking about the person I used to be. I'm not her anymore. And I have boundaries in place, and I choose to not associate myself with people who are still functioning on that level. So when I said, I hope these people are on my level, I knew what I meant by that, but I can understand how those words can be received. And guess what? The more they get to know you and know your story and know where you come from, maybe they'll say, oh, and it might be 6 months later. And somebody will be like, oh, okay, I get that now. I had somebody tell me, so, I'm trying to remember the exact situation because off the top of my head right now, I don't remember the exact situation. I don't remember the exact situation, but I'm just making a general statement now. When I tell people about who I used to be, because people have met this version of me, a lot of people don't believe me. A lot of people don't believe me. A lot of people feel like she wasn't that bad. And then when people see, they be like, oh, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah. Yeah. Because this person that y'all see and really be baby, I've come a long way. But I can still go there. I can still go there. You know what I'm saying? We should, Carmen. Carmen said, I truly believe most of us change with age, of course, because I've changed and right. And you should. Like, if you're the same person in your 50s that you were in your 30s, that's a sad state of being. I'm sorry. That's a sad state of being. Andrew said, I'm going to need you to get this Olivia B. Really Pope crisis management boutique business off the ground ASAP. Post haste. Baby, I'm just trying to tell y'all, listen. Because I still think, let me say this. Maybe really and truly, she meant it the way she said it. But you gotta understand how those words come out. I mean, you've gotta understand that. But anyway, we did that. Okay. So this last scene, no, dang, we ain't at the last scene yet. Dang, I feel like, okay. The next scene was the vision board party. Labrina had a vision board party, and she actually invited everybody to come. Once again, Elena is a no-show. Why are you here? Why are you here? Hey, why are you here, Elena? Anyway, Elena's a no-show, but all the rest of the ladies showed up, and we have a new lady in the mix. Come to find out, her and Latoya went to school together. They went to college together. So I think her name is Ashley. She just got her PhD. She's a therapist, and also she's cousins with Chloe's ex-husband, the husband that passed away. So she's connected somewhat to the group, right? I could totally understand because I'm in that peace phase in my life, and Chloe would totally trigger me. Girl, we're going to get to Chloe in a minute, and the triggers. We're going to get to Chloe and the triggers in a minute. So the board party, the vision board party, it was great. We got, like I said, we got to meet the new girl. I feel like the new girl is going to bring some drama. Let me tell you what I feel like. I feel like they're phasing Elena out, and they're bringing a new girl in. That's my feeling. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's my feeling, is that they phasing out, phasing in. That's how I feel. But moving right along. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. Y'all know I like giving examples. In high school, I was on the mock trial team. I was on the mock trial team in high school. And I remember one time we won. For those who don't know what mock trial is actually you are actually acting out a court case. You have witnesses, you have attorneys, there's a judge there, and you go against another team. And there's a rubric where you get a certain amount of points for your opening statement, for your questioning, for your cross-examination, for your closing statement. And you said willingly. Oh yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a lawyer. So absolutely, it was willingly. Mock trial is fun. I love the mock trial. I worked with the mock trial at my high school. Mock trial was fun. Anyway, and I remember we had certain rivals, right? We had rivals, just like in any sport, you have rivals. And I remember we won a really big match. We won a really big match. And I remember, and our team was big enough that it wasn't the same people every time. Like we switched out whether we were the prosecution or the defense. We had attorneys for prosecution, attorneys for defense, witnesses, blah, 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 blah. So it really depended on what side you were on. So it wasn't our turn to present. I don't remember what side it was. But what I remember was as soon as they announced, they went through the rubric and they announced who won and we won. I just remember two of the people on our team who were one of the attorneys. I remember instead of just being like, congratulations, I remember them immediately going up and saying, and they had taken notes. And instead of congratulations, y'all won, it was, well, you didn't ask this question and you didn't do that. Like they immediately had criticism. And I remember y'all know I went to a white high school. And I remember one of my teammates who was black. It wasn't but a few of us on the mock trial team. It was like 3 of us that was black on the mock trial team. I remember she immediately had a response, like slammed down her notepad, got loud. Like the other team was still there because we were at the mock trial used to be in the library. We were still in the library, like they hadn't finished packing up their stuff. The judge was still there because the judges are attorneys that volunteer. So the judge is an actual attorney in the state of Maryland. And then when we go to like the state, you know, when you start competing for state level, you know, to see who's going to win the state or whatever, those are actual judges. Those are real judges who volunteer. But anyway, so like she didn't cuss them out, but she got loud and she was just like, why can't y'all just say like, good job? Like, why are y'all coming up to us with criticism? Like, we didn't even have a minute to enjoy the win before you were telling me what I did wrong, right? Now, in hindsight, as an adult, I look back on that and there's some other things there that I could talk about, but I choose not to go there. But, you know, okay. But I say all that to say this. That's how I felt watching this. That is the perfect example. And I remember our coach put a rule in place. After that happened, when we had our next practice, our coach put a rule in place and said, listen, for future moving forward, win or lose, we're only going to congratulate each other. We're going to only console each other. And if any criticisms or critiques need to happen, it's not going to happen until we have our next practice. When we're at a match, whether we win the match or lose the match, that is it. It's going to either be congratulations or you'll get them next time. And she had to actually tell people we're not doing that. And I felt like that was what happened with this whole vision board situation. They had oversold the venue, right? They sold more tickets than they had space for. They ran out of magazines. They didn't have enough materials. Here's the thing. Chloe immediately starts criticizing Labrina in the moment. Why are them people sitting on the steps? Well, what do you mean? Well, why they don't have no drinks? They need drinks. You need to go tell the bartender to send them some drinks because they paid the same money as everybody else. They should have the same experience as everybody else. They shouldn't feel no kind of way because and then she said, I mean, who planned this? Who picked this venue? Girl, I'm gonna do your next party for you because this, And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give Labrina a whole lot of grace for how she handled that. I definitely feel like in that moment, Labrina probably took a deep breath. Because I appreciate that the way Labrina handled it, at least because that was disrespectful to do that to her. You, in the moment, I'm sure she already feels bad. I'm sure that her and her party planner and the management of that venue have already tried to do the best they could and figure out what they could figure out. I'm sure that Labrina then probably sent somebody down to the damn 7-Eleven to buy up magazines. I mean, we don't have magazines like we used to, right? They used to have whole magazine stands. Like the last couple of vision boards parties that I went to, people actually bought stuff off the internet for vision boards, like specifically to make vision boards. Like magazines and stuff just aren't as plentiful as they used to be. So yes, they might have oversold the venue. That's the problem, right? That's a problem but I didn't feel like that was the time to criticize. Chloe, you could have called Labrina next week and said, girl, you know this is what I do. You know this is what I do, girl. And I do not like having to see my girl out there. I do not like seeing my girl out there like that. Listen, let me do your next event. Let me do your next event. And we're going to sit down and I'm going to walk you through it. Because a lot of times, and here's the thing too, when you do stuff, you see stuff from a certain vantage point and a certain angle. It looks like, at the end of the day, it looks like they just oversold the event. They just sold too many tickets. They just sold too many tickets. And that's on the person who was in charge of that. Because you should know, like the event that I'm having in July, I know how many tickets I've sold. I know how big the facility is. I know how many tickets I can sell. You know, I wish I was at a point where I was at full capacity. Shit, I wish. But I know how many tickets I can sell. I know how many tickets I've already sold. So that's on whoever was supposed to be keeping up with that. I'm sure Labrina hired somebody to do that. I doubt Labrina was going online every day checking her ticket sales. So somebody oversold the event. That's a problem. But in the moment, while I'm sure she was dealing with the management of the crisis, while I'm sure she was working through it, that wasn't your, the way in which, like, because what you didn't do was get up and help. What you didn't do was say, Labrina, I'm going to go talk to have you already talked to the bartender? Let me go talk to the bartender. Let's see what we can do. I didn't see you say, Labrina, girl, look, why don't you offer those women that's sitting on the steps, why don't you offer them a $10 gift certificate to the spa? Even though I'm sure it ain't nothing in Labrina's spa that they could get for $10, but people feel like they walking away with something. People feel like they're getting some sort of compensation for their inconvenience. You understand what I mean? But I didn't see you do that. I did not see you offer to help. I saw you offer criticism. Now, if Chloe had got up and said, look, I got some stuff. We did a vision board party. I got some stuff at my spot. I'm only 20 minutes away. I'll be right back. If she had said, let me go talk to the bartender. Let's see if we can work something out with these drinks, girl. Like, none of that. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, yes, Labrina was wrong for selling more tickets than she had. And whoever was in charge of the tickets, it looks like it was the ticket sales. It looks like they just sold too many tickets. Now, whoever did that, that's on them. But Chloe's delivery and because that would have pissed me off. Don't tell me in the moment while I'm dealing with the crisis how badly I fucked it up. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm here for the criticism on the other end. I'm here for the criticism of where I made my mistake. I'm here for all of that, but not while I'm in the mix. Not while the tornado is going on. Don't tell me all the things I'm doing wrong while I'm in the storm, unless you helping. Now, if Chloe had got up and said, girl, listen, I got this. Got it. You know, but anyway, sorry, y'all. All right, so this last part, let's get into it. So we have Ro with her mama, her sister, and her daughter. Ro said, look, my mom and my sister stayed in my house for 2 weeks after my surgery, and I don't know how I would have done it without them, and I really appreciate them for it. Shout out to mama and sister, okay? Then we got Ro's daughter. Now, Ro said that the daughter is starting to get a little sassy. She said she's 13 years old, and I think she was going to turn 14, and she's getting a little sassy, or getting ready to turn 13, and she's getting a little sassy, okay? Let me say this. As somebody who teaches this age group, if y'all go back to my review from last season, when Ro was talking about her daughter and something had happened at the school. I don't know, her daughter was being bullied or something had happened at the school. I don't remember all the details. I called it then. I said it last year. Now y'all can go back. I said it last year. So it does not surprise me that Ro is dealing with some sassiness and some talking back issues because I saw it last year. Okay. Now, y'all know I loves me some Ro, and I do. She drops down sometimes. She shares me out. I appreciate her. But I did not like how Ro handled this situation at all. And I'm going to tell you why. Ro said that, and first of all, Ro's daughter is a mini-me. Ro's daughter looked just like her. The only thing that's different is they got a different complexion. But if Ro didn't spit that baby girl out, but let me say this. Ro said that the daughter had gotten in trouble in school. So the daughter was punished. She took her phone from her. Her phone was gone. She didn't have her phone for 2 weeks. I applaud that. I need more parents to punish their kids when they get in trouble in school. I applaud that. Thank you, Ro. In the midst of those 2 weeks, you said it then that you thought it was inappropriate that she was even having that convo with her daughter in that fight. Yeah, I don't remember all the details, but I just remember I saw some stuff, you know. Now, in the midst of those 2 weeks, the daughter's father had a birthday. When she gave her daughter her phone back, the daughter sent her father a happy birthday, and the father, his response was disrespectful. What up? Oh, look at you. Y'all, you already went? I thought y'all was going to dinner.
We about to go now.
Oh, you already got dressed. Oh.
I had to stop home because I left my iPad and I need to pay my game.
That's cute. That little outfit cute. In the 2 week window when baby girl was punished, her father had a birthday. So she wished her father a happy birthday when, I know I'm repeating myself, but I just got to go back to my story. She wished her father a happy birthday when she got the phone back. And then the father responded in a disrespectful manner. So Ro changed the girl's phone number. So let me rewind and let me tell you what I did not agree with. I appreciate and respect Ro punishing her daughter, for doing something wrong in school. I applaud Ro for sticking to it. You say you punished for 2 weeks, you are punished for 2 weeks. I applaud that. Where I disagree was on her father's birthday, you should have allowed her to use the phone to call her father on his birthday. There were times when I was growing up, when I was punished, and things happened during that window of when I was punished that I was still allowed to do because it wasn't about me being punished or not. It was about taking care of something that needed to be taken care of. If my mother had made a commitment for me to, I remember one time I was punished and it was a concert, but my mother had already committed and paid for those tickets. She couldn't sell them. And it wasn't, my mother didn't buy the tickets. Somebody else bought the tickets and my mother said I could go. And so my mother was like, well, I paid for those tickets. You gonna go, but you still punished, but you going to that concert because I'm not gonna waste my money. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't off punishment. I feel like you could have said, today's your daddy's birthday. Go on and call your dad. Tell him a happy birthday. Tell him you because first of all, he should already know you punished. Why he don't know you on punishment? Why he don't know you did something at school and you in trouble? So go ahead and call your daddy. Tell him a happy birthday and tell him why you punished. Tell him why you punished me. Call him from my phone. Tell him why you calling him from my phone. Because you can't get on your phone. Tell him why. So that's number one. That's my opinion. And y'all know I'm not a parent. So I'm not judging. I'm just telling. Okay. That's number one. Number two, that man had absolutely no right to talk to your daughter that way. Period. Full stop. Yes, he's your dad. Yes, he's her daddy. But I think that was real immature on his part to be like, it's too late now. You didn't call me on my birthday and this, that, and the other. Now, I could understand him feeling some kind of way, because here's the thing. If he didn't know why she didn't call him, if he didn't know why she was calling him 2 weeks after his birthday, I want you to flip the script on that one, Ro. Assume for a minute that your daughter lived with the father full time. Your birthday rolls around and you don't hear from your daughter. 2 weeks later, your daughter calls and says, happy birthday. Now, again, I am not excusing him talking to her crazy, but I feel like he had a right to be upset. I feel like he had a right to feel some kind of way, like, damn, why it take you 2 weeks to call me? Why haven't I heard from you? My birthday was 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, or however long ago it was. I do feel like he had a right to be upset. Now, did he have a right to talk to your daughter crazy? No. But I do feel like he had a right to be upset. And instead of, and again, we're getting one glimpse into a 13-year relationship, y'all. So let's be clear. I want to be clear when I say that. I'm sure that there are layers to this, okay? Because Ro already said that they don't have the best co-parenting relationship. So I'm sure that there are layers to this. But for you to change the girl's phone number, I don't know. I didn't like it. Now, again, I'm not excusing the father, because it sounds like the father did not handle it well. I'm not excusing him either, because it doesn't give him a right to talk to his daughter crazy. It does not. Full stop. It does not give him the right to talk to his daughter crazy. Full stop. You know? And after he did, both parents should have had a conversation. And why isn't that after he didn't hear from her, he didn't contact her mother to see if she was okay? That's true. Listen, DB, that's what I have a lot of questions. Right. Did he call Ro? I mean, and say, what's going on? I haven't heard from baby girl. Did Ro call him and say, listen, she punished and this was a doozy. She really showed her ass at school and I'm not letting her use her phone for any reason. So I'm going to go on and, because maybe he won't pick up the phone if Ro calling. Maybe their co-parenting relationship is at a point where if Ro calling, he won't even pick up the phone. So you could have just texted and said, listen, baby girl is on punishment. I am not allowing her to call nobody. She can't, baby, she showed her ass at school so bad that it's absolutely not. So she good and she gonna call you when she get off punishment. She good though. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But what I do feel like is I feel like it could have been handled better. Because changing the phone number was a lot. I just, as somebody who's had the same phone number for probably 20 years, I just think that's a lot to change. Like, I know some people change their phone number like the water. I mean, some people just do it, like boom, boom, boom. But I just think changing a phone number is extreme. I don't know. I mean, now by the end, Rose said, go on and call your daddy and give him your number. She's like, go and call your daddy and give him your number. She said, but I just don't like seeing him being disrespectful. I mean, I just don't like seeing my child being disrespected. Like, I just don't like it. And I get that part. And maybe her response was a knee-jerk response, like out of anger. I get it. But I don't know. I feel like maybe they need to sit down with, what's that lady named? Miss Sylvia? Maybe they need to sit down with Miss Sylvia. Because I just feel like, and again, I know we're coming on the tail end of 13 years. You know what I'm saying? We're coming on the tail end of 13. Right, Andrew? Maybe that was her last straw. Maybe the daddy done this a couple of times before and she done already told him. Maybe Roden already had to jack him up and get him together. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Roden already had to, but I'm never going to be mad at a parent for protecting their child. I can say that I feel like it could have been done differently, but she protected her daughter and I can respect that. I have that mindset. It would never be said that your mom kept me from you. I always encourage phone calls and visits. Now, if the dad didn't do it, that's on him and his child, right? And that's how I feel about it. I just feel like nobody ever gonna be able to say your mama didn't let me. No, your mama let you. No, mama let you. You know? Yeah, because the aunt said this is something you're used to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this was the first time. I don't feel like this was the first time that there was a situation. You know. But I'm just gonna be honest. I just feel like that could have been handled better. I just gotta be very honest. I just think it could have been handled better. And again, I don't think it was done out of maliciousness. I do think it was done out of love, but baby, I just think we need more backstory. Maybe I'll feel different if I get more of a backstory. I don't know. But that was pretty much the episode. I'm glad that we got past the Labrina of it all. Looks like we were able to have a group scene with all of the ladies. Elena don't count because she don't count. And that was pretty much that. We'll have the Real Housewives of Atlanta tonight when I get home. If I get home early enough, we'll do Rhode Island because I know the reunion starts tonight, you guys. And I know I haven't done the last 3 episodes. So if I get home early enough, I'll do the last 3 episodes of Rhode Island, and then we'll do the reunion at some point this week. Part 1 of the reunion, I should say, at some point this week. I'm sorry, y'all. That's all I can say. I got behind on Rhode Island, and it's just been hard to get caught up. Y'all know tomorrow night is the Whether You Like It or Not panel. It is my turn, so it'll be on my channel tomorrow night. Also, Beyond the Gates will be tomorrow at like 12 or 1 o'clock my time. I'm not sure the exact time, but it'll be before 2. It'll be before the new episode comes on. Like I said, me and JB just had busy weekends, but he's off tomorrow. I'm really not off tomorrow, but I'm off tomorrow. And so we'll do it tomorrow. So that's kind of what we got going on. Okay. Andrew, I got your message, baby. We'll talk. I got your message. We'll talk. And let me get out of here. I told my mama I'll be at the house by 3 o'clock. So let me walk out this door. Talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace. I'll just read the comments. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.